Arca 1964 here. Yet another race course. I must have to put all these cities up together in some ways. None of them up, been caught them up for stuff, and I keep forgetting to put them up, and I must do so. It's going to be ridiculous now. Up to Haydock for something like 16th time, not quite sure. It's not that I put it up, I mean, it's a bit guesswork. I do a spreadsheet, so it's something like 16. Not much recently, that's starting about being 2021. About the third time since then. All this has been 2015 onwards. So I've been to the phone. It's a bit windy in the rest of the metro station there. Yeah, I've been to the Lancaster meeting before. Only 4 runners today. So it's disappointing, I think, really, for a decent value race. I don't quite know why it's quite so low as 4. It's not particularly helpful. But I mean, I only knew a couple of weeks before. But some minor races I've not been to, and it requires me as decent. So I've gone to the train cost isn't too bad to Wigan. I have a bus from Wigan to well, my goodness, Haydock Park. It is possible going to train from Wigan to Bryn. Trying to think, yeah, coming in at Wigan North Western today via Carlisle. It's a cheaper way. The way Wigan Central, Central, is it? I think. Via Manchester is actually a bit more expensive. Metro's coming north for some reason. I'm not so much going south for a minute. Metro's a bit unreliable, so I said the last few years. I've said a few times from Nexus in Newcastle. Is that not? Oh, it's not in service, that one, I suppose. Hitting a bit the horn there, so to speak. So it's cheaper saying via Carlisle. What time? Probably a drink. I think I've got time for a drink in Wigan. Not Sunday. It's Raven Post, and I looked at it last night. Got to bed. Or there's the one of the station, the tap type of another station we go to. Got the best part over 2 hours after racing actually. So one of the times I drink when I don't think the time in Carlisle afterwards. And already, if I had a couple of pints before racing, it must be 2 afterwards. I mean, I won't know another one anyway. So that's afterwards. I've got quite a few in July actually. Cartmel, and that's someone like Hamilton after Hampton last month, going to Hampton again this month. Newcastle William July course, first time since 2019, twice since I've been trying to go to the race course, and both times there's been a train strike, so I might get a refund on my train ticket. And locally, I think both times there's a free ticket by Jockey Club Racing Welfare. Sport Racing Welfare, you get some free train ticket, race course ticket. So that's so so it didn't cost you anything, at least to not get into a race meeting with race tickets. Just saying, as I was thinking there, including distribution is also Murphy. My view, I think, is that either a little lucky, possibly, and what he's been doing. Whether he could have got a suspended sentence is a query. I think what has happened here is he's too. Maybe I'm here conflating two legally unrelated things here. That he had his ban for cocaine. I mean, contaminated by cocaine. I'm not sure he was necessarily taking it, but I think he was playing his relationship with someone who had taken cocaine. But that was a ban from racing, and then he's been banned from driving. One's a ban from his employment, and then he's left separately had his driving issue. He's banned for about 20 months. And one person saying, obviously, ridiculously, or I still call Twitter, saying she should be banned from racing for the same length. Well, I mean, you're not banned from your job. You're banned from driving 20 months for doing driving. You're not banned from doing your job for 20 months. You can be sacked, but you can get employed elsewhere in your job, say a builder or accountant or whatever. You're banned from bringing a company into disrepute. You can't work for another company. I mean, it would be the case you're banned for 20 months as a jockey. But he's obviously a great jockey, but he's got to sort himself out. And I did say something on Twitter. No one likes to have an addiction, unfortunately. I won't go to deal with what it was. Mine was. I still may have actually. I'm not had that for luckily I've not had it for a year. But I know what it's like. But he got to mitigate things, and he hasn't. I know Murphy hasn't done that. He should have had a driver. Easily could have found the taxi up. Surely. He was trying to doing driving limits. So it's not like he's had 20 pints or something, but he's had enough to be pushing to doing driving limits. And he may well, I'm an expert on because I don't have a driving licence, on the there was tested about 7 hours afterwards. So he's probably, I said maybe it's slightly over the twice the limit when he was actually at his crash. But it's just not, it certainly is not good. And I think I was employing him, I may have a look at whether I was employing as a jockey, that is. I may look at what's to employ him, because he's you can have a second chance after a cocaine issue, should you have a third chance? I'm not so sure. He's a great jockey, but really I think I'd be thinking, do I want to give him another chance? You know, how many chances do you get with employing somebody? What do they get? So that's this. I think I've got Cartmel, I know what we've got. Newby at some point coming up. I think I'm doing the e-board meeting at York. I looked into it, but cost is ridiculous. I went to the e-board meeting back 2015, 2016. I went to Wednesday and Friday. Another 15 when Wabian Queen, I think it is, I'm pretty sure it was. The name beat got all the 50 to 1 in the international stakes, and actually on the Thursday and the Saturday I was at Stratford and then Chester, and then so I went to the first Saturday of the EBO meeting in 2016, and I had a look at and the Premier tickets on the everyday apart from the international stakes meeting actually, and I know what cost was. I think it was about 50 quid. Just over 50 quid. I think it's a little more expensive 2016 when I got the second year, and now it's 20 quid more. I look at the cost of it and it's just not, I don't think it's worth the bother. Even the grandstand ticket, looking at a combined 4-day ticket, it's still 32 quid. I can't remember how much it averaged for 4 days, and I assume I'm going to be free for 4 days. Take 4 days out, I can't do anything else. So just about could do some of us. It's a little tricky trying to arrange some 9 people in the evening, but I think I'm going to do it. But at some point, but it's just not cheap. And I want another Wanstead ticket at York, because it's a little quite way up the home straight actually, the Wanstead area. And there's something I've a couple of times doing that ticket for York. I've actually not bothered actually to Peabody and Bradwing. And I think York, I mean, we've got issues of Jockey Club having overpricing racecourse tickets and complaints about that. Race company probably, I suspect, I always do Newcastle, but I should see these days, and I think it's a far lower cost. As well as two other race meetings now, the ladies' day stuff is just ripping people off. I mean, as I said, you're only free, which is more expensive than Newcastle ladies' days. So you ask, well, as well as Epsom, which was the Oaks Grand National, Friday Grand National meeting, and I think it's Wednesday, Cheltenham Festival, all the top quality racing. Newcastle's ladies' day simply isn't. But one another meeting that's come these days, not quite as bad as Newcastle, ripping people off, and I think York's doing exactly the same thing. I know costs have gone up, I know the effect, there was always the effects of the COVID, that's now 5-6 years ago, so you wonder about that. Brexit, I mean, I wasn't a fan of at all, I have to say. I did not vote that way to leave the EU. I think it was a terrible decision, and that is not how I think it's increased costs, is still now. And the Russia-Ukraine war has, but not to this extent, surely. And I think some US courses are trying this on, frankly. Arc 1964 yet again, as I seem to start my video here again. Old age, so why am I saying, well, you just read it yet again? I do not know. Yes, it took quite a long time to get to Haydock, actually. The last ticket, I thought how long it is to get up home here. It's even worse than York. We're getting up, frankly, for granted to the entrance, and it got really, I was way up into, I don't say Wigan, I don't quite know what direction we are from Wigan here. I was at home straight during a queue, and in the end I think we sorted it out and opening another entrance somewhere, but it wasn't well handled. Yeah, and it took about a quarter of an hour, so I got to the first race safely enough, but it could have been done better. The queue was ridiculous long, longest queue I think I've ever seen at a race course, and I've been to a heck of a lot of race meetings. But also the last race, and people sitting in the stands. Frankly, I've done a little bit last week, once or twice last few years. We're not in a crowded area, getting too overweight, basically. Partly, I think, the main problem. But hardly done it at all. Certainly not if there's anyone near me. And it's happening a little bit in the stands at Haydock. The main problem is people standing in the stairs, basically. Yellow, if you've ever been a race course. You know, there's a yellow parts of yellow lines you're not supposed to stand in, and people are doing that and doing the race after the race, not shifting. And the stewards are stewarding there. I think they're in It's in a betting shop. It's hanging on together with some other stewarding type people. Not sure, it was two different jackets. You see quite a bit of place. I don't know, a company, and some guys, people in pink. And I mean, what are you doing? Why are you hanging on together? Because you should be just stewarding. I've seen quite a few videos. I don't overfish with stewarding. It's going to be over the top, but you want some. And just click the bleeding place. I know it's difficult. It can be quite a busy meeting, but you need to make sure the stairs are free. You don't want people standing there doing the race after the race. It's actually a problem for people getting out. A problem for me getting out to be parade ring. Well, parade ring, Haydock like Epsom, there's other people parade ring. Yeah, a parade ring, and I can't get. And it wasn't exactly. Very happy about it. I didn't say anything, but I wasn't exactly all happy, and it's just, what on earth are you all going on here?